Hip-hop nation.
You know what I'm saying? It's hip-hop nation, y'all.
You know what time it is. Right now. It's hip-hop nation, y'all.
Still doing it.
Check it out. It's alive.
Robin Dog, what's definitely a motherfucking crowd I don't like to see.
It's a live in-studio event, y'all.
All right, let's get straight to it.
Hip-hop nation.
Let's start off right away. So, is it B.o.B or is it Bob?
It's both.
Okay.
They both will catch my attention.
Oh, okay. Now, how did you get the name B.o.B? Does it stand for something, or is your name really Bob?
Now look, so I was outside of the club one day. This is when I was like 17, and my homie, he down the way. He was like, "Yo, B.o.B, what's up, man?" And I was like, "That's it."
And it stuck from there.
And it stuck.
All right. Now let's fast forward a little bit. So now you're out there, you're grinding, you're putting out mixtapes, you're doing songs, and T.I. hears you.
Yes.
Now, how did you get your deal with T.I. and Hustle Hard?
Well, man, really it began as just being in Atlanta and working with, when you're in Atlanta, man, you really brush over with everybody, right? Like you run into everybody. It didn't really manifest and solidify until about 2008, 2009, and that was around the time I had Haters out. Haters was popping,
right?
And I've been growing hustle since then, but it's been a continuous relationship that has developed over the years, right, into what it is now.
Now,
new material.
Sophomore album.
Yeah.
What was the mind frame of this album? Because a lot of times people say you got the sophomore jinx, you get the good freshman album, and then we never hear from you or see you again.
Man, like really, honestly, I felt more prepared doing this album than I did the first album. For this album, I felt like just with all the touring and the traveling and knowing how the system and the process actually works, I was able to really deliver more of myself on this album,
right,
more organic, more instrumentation, more, paying more attention to the sound, spending more time on the verses and the hooks and the whole shebang.
Now T.I., that's your boss.
Yeah.
Now the first.
I look at it more like what business partner.
Now you guys are business partners. The first album he was the boss. The first album T.I. was the boss.
Really, man, it's like when you're working with somebody who's clearly 8 albums in the game, you can learn something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You definitely can learn something. I definitely learned a lot from that. And now, I feel like just the way that we approach it in the studio, man, it's a mutual respect level, definitely. And it's hustle game, man. It's all grand hustle.
Now there's rumor that you and T.I. were gonna do an album together. Is that ever gonna happen? Or is that counted out? Or?
Really, man, we're trying to get our solo projects out. I wanna get my May 1st.
Okay, May 1st.
May 1st. That's check.
Now you got a new album coming out.
May 1st.
Now you do street records as well as more of your crossover records. Which ones are you more comfortable with? Because the street records didn't get you in the White House with Barack Obama, but the crossover records did. So which one are you more comfortable with? Which one do you prefer to do?
Well, man, I would have to say, I started out with Haters. I started out, East Side Decatur. I did me, but it was still, it's somewhat catered to what the underground music scene was at the time.
Right.
But, I went through a period where I was like really experimental, man. I was just like, man, I want to sing, man. I want to pick up the guitar, I want to play the guitar and all that. And I kind of just found my own little comfort zone in performing live music. Melody.
I heard you play this familiar melody.